I'm going to set 7 lives because of how my last run went. That should make it so that it's impossible for me to game over. And I'll be going probably in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this game is really fun. It's an intense and fast platformer. A lot of really cool speed tech. The first thing is wall jumping. So if you get up next to a wall and you nudge left or right using the shoulder buttons into the wall, sometimes Pugsley's going to get stuck. And if you jump on the same frame that he's stuck in the wall, you can climb up places where the developers never really intended you to be able to climb up. So you're going to see me do that quite a bit, starting in the next room. Nice. Nailed a difficult bounce off the knight there. Here, for the same reason as what puts you into the wall, like nudging left or right at the beginning of a room can actually accelerate you a little bit faster than you would be normally. So I was able to get under those spikes, which would have actually hit me if I'd just been holding right. Whoops. It was a little bit of a rough start, but it's nothing that I can't handle. Next thing to talk about, I guess, is bosses. Bosses are really easy in this game. Bam, just like that, that's a boss down. And we are off into the next stage. You see me collecting coins. I'm actually kind of keeping an eye on how many coins I'm collecting, because I want to hit certain goals at certain times. You saw that I just collected my 50th coin and got a heart. So coins are your primary source of healing throughout the run. And since damage boosts can be very powerful in this run, it makes it incredibly important for you to keep track of your hearts and your coins. So right now I'm way on track. In fact, I'm doing a little bit better than normal. So I guess this is a new strat. Whoops, I didn't quite get it. But we actually have a new runner recently. He hasn't finished our run yet. He's just started learning the game, but he's already found major improvements in the 3 stages that he's learned out of 6. His name's Coughing Guy, and... Sorry. Yeah. I think that's his name. It's Coughing something. Anyways. And he's provided me with a lot of new time saves that I've been working into the run recently, which has made me a very happy speedrunner. Stuff like you saw in the room before. Whoops. There was a very... Whoops! Oh my god, what am I doing? I got a little bit too involved in my commentary and forgot what I was doing there. Whoops. Alright, so deaths in this game usually cost up around 10 to 20 seconds. It's not a big deal at all. And this actually puts me back on track for hearts, so might have even cost less than that. You can see how useful these wall jumps are. You'd think it's not actually a frame-perfect trick in many cases, because you can buffer the jump. So as long as you have the right subpixel, then you're going to get it. And if you jump from a tile, then you have 4 frames at the peak of your jump where you have the right subpixel every time. So it's essentially a 4-frame trick whenever I'm doing it, mostly. Whoops. So I nailed the beginning of that fight, but then not the second part. But it was still quick enough. Oops. Here we're into the bathroom. No problem whatsoever in this first room. Kind of just hold right. I'm at 19 coins. I want to be between 18 and 24 coming out of that room, because there's 7 coins that I'm going to pick up later in the next stage. That are going to help. They're going to give me a heart where I need it. So here's another coughing strat. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay. Oh, this is actually really bad! It's a very new strat, so I haven't really developed the backups yet for it that I would normally need. Fortunately, everything in this game spawns on proximity, so I can actually just... as long as I get into an area at the right speed, or like moving at the right speed, then I can reliably know what's going to happen there. And so that's why I was able to do the second half of that room the way that is normally done. I took a suicide there deliberately. I need the hearts for a room later. Alright. So these swimming sections are very slow. Because Pugsley doesn't move very quickly vertically when he's in the water. He kind of sinks at a pretty languid pace, and his poor arms just can't work hard enough to keep him moving. Alright. So there's a damage boost I have to take at the very end of this room, which is why I had to take the death earlier. I need that heart. And it's a lot faster to just take a death and then do this damage boost than it is to not do the damage boost. It skips a huge portion of this room. It's like a spike maze. I'm just gonna go right through it all. Oh. Okay. You can see how obnoxious it is to try and swim up in this game. Oh, that was pretty brutal. So what happened there was I didn't get close enough to the mine to trigger it, and so I just kept going. And then when it came time to move forward, then the mine started to drop and it hit me. So that's not great. There, that was a sample of what you want to happen. You can see that this game is pretty, pretty dangerous, even at the best of times. So, this boss is meant to corral you all the way around. You can see that those tentacles, they're like driving you all the way around, and you do this fight normally in like 2 cycles. But you can actually get around the tentacles in the corners there and do it a little bit faster. Okay, so here's the attic. The attic is a lot of fun. There's lots of like warps and developer-intended shortcuts that I take, sometimes in non-conventional ways. So that was a developer-intended shortcut that I took in a non-developer-intended way. And that was a semi-planned death, I guess. Here's the rocket room, which is the most obnoxious room. It's random how these rockets come at you. And they can completely, like, block your progress. Like, look at that. I almost didn't get through, and there's nothing that I could have done about it. Everything's completely random. You could be right next to the door, and then one of those guys spawns and pushes you back, and you die. Getting up there is a little bit weird, because you have to buffer the jump off of the cannonball, or else you won't have the subpixel that you need. Okay, so this room has some cool strats that I really like. Oh, hopefully I can nail them. No, I didn't get the wall jump. Alright, so now everything's screwed up. Oh! Wow! Had some trouble getting up there. So here's the room where we're gonna get the heal that I've been planning for 2 stages. Okay, so you're going to see me drop down here and actually stick around instead of going directly back up. And that's actually to force one of the grenades down there to drop earlier than it normally does. And then it won't be in my way when I come back here. There's one right here where I just passed. Alright, so this is just a straight-up sort of speedrun room. Practically never stop moving. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Just release right a bit there to maintain my speed. Whoops. Held jump too long. Alright. Through the stage. Another super easy boss fight here. Ooh. If I do the fight right, he doesn't even get to jump. Okay, so I'm going to have the opportunity to heal a little bit in the early rooms of this stage, as long as I don't mess anything up. So far, so good. There's lots of like freely available hearts in the early parts of this stage. You saw me grab one. I'm going to grab another one here, and there's actually another one in the next room as well, but hopefully I won't need that. A lot of the speedrun in this game is actually just knowing exactly how long to hold down the jump button. Alright, I don't need that as long as I don't take any damage in the next room. So now that I've skipped it, I'm gonna take damage in the next room, but a man can hope. Oh. That was a really dumb way to take damage as well. That's okay. I'll just end up skipping 1 damage boost in the next room. Can pick up a heart at the beginning here. It's hidden behind that wall. And it doesn't take any time to pick up. So there we go, that's 1 damage boost, and... oh! That's another, apparently. So let's just redo the room the way it normally is done. So you can see how fast that is. Normally, if I only had 1 heart there, then I'd have had to wait for a whole bunch of stuff. But I can go straight through there because I can take the damage boost. And then you just refill at the end. Oops. Okay. I'm taking all sorts of damage that I never take in RTA. Which is not great, but whatever. This is the final room of this level. There's only 1 level left after this as well. It's a quick game. Okay. Whoops. Oh, this is really dumb. Like, what am I even doing? There, I used a wall jump to get up early, technically speaking. Although, with how badly that went, it would have been faster probably just to do the normal thing. Alright, so this washing machine is the hardest boss in the game. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah. It's just tough to get sustained damage without taking damage yourself. And I want him to turn around, but he's not... He's not playing ball. Thankfully, I didn't waste any time there anyways. Just one level left to go. The whole game is kind of slippery. Pugsley's got a lot of weird momentum things going on. And then this level is icy, which just like takes that and multiplies it by a billion. I just took an extra hit there that I really didn't want to take. But it's okay, I can make this work. Oh. You gonna let me up? Alright. Whenever something like this is happening, it's kind of messing me up for later on. Because, like, everything spawns by proximity, so if my movement's wrong in one section, then maybe something's going to be wrong in the next section. Who knows, right? Alright, so I'm going to go for the Hail Mary here. Ah! I'll try it again. Oops. So, there's, like, 3 spikes there. 2 of them don't exist. The ones on the center and the right. The one on the left does exist, but you can jump over it, assuming you've done the strat correctly. So I tried to show that off, but I didn't quite get it. Alright, I'm low on hearts, but there's a heart that I can pick up here in the corner. So I'm just going to take care of that. Whoops! Wow, I took a hit anyway. Alright. Oh. Oh no! Sorry, this run is, like, not going very well. Alright, so I need hearts for this room, because there's a really big damage boost here. Oops! Oh, that was almost really bad. There's a really big damage boost there that skips a huge portion of this room. So it's pretty much mandatory. It's also way easier than doing the room normally. Here, just hold right. Press jump at the right points. I didn't press jump at the right point there. I'm gonna go for the Hail Mary at the end here. Alright. That probably still saved time, even though it was kind of wasteful. Normally you have to, like, do a little switch puzzle on the floor there, and it's kind of time-consuming, so if you can skip it, that's great. But it's... You don't have your 4-frame window when you're bouncing off those spikes. Or jumping from the middle of nowhere. So, it's not reliable. Had to do it, though. I didn't quite make the perfect fight there. And that's the game. 1842. Not the worst time, I guess. My PB is 1 minute and 50 seconds faster than that. So you can imagine that most of that is just not dying everywhere. But, I mean, that's okay for a marathon run, I guess. And, I guess that'll be it for me. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed showing off my games here.